Nobody to call, maybe then you'd know me. 'Cause I've had everything, no one's listening. Let's just get lonely. I'm so
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Care Managers Inner Circle. My name is Jonathan and lovely to see you here this evening. So how was your weekend? I've got to say, we had a gorgeous one here, but I think the poorer weather's coming. It's inbound on Wednesday. So anyway, so tonight you'll either be watching the interview or not watching the interview. But of course, more important than that is, of course, the Care Managers Inner Circle. So at least might be 5 of you watching this tonight. But lovely to see you. And for those of you who might not know, this is the Care Managers Inner Circle, a place where we can all come together, all care managers across UK, and come and share our joint experience. But great to have you along this evening for us to share our own woes. And again, just to remind you, our mantra is sharing is caring. So please, you gorgeous lot, please don't be emailing out individual templates or things that people might request. Please upload them into the file section so that we can all enjoy the fruits of your labor. So we are generally sharing is caring and we're not having to reinvent the wheel, because that's what it's all about. And there's some fabulous people on here with a wealth of experience. So before you start trying to get your old grey matter, there's someone who's already been exactly where you are. And I've got some great things and advice to give. So once again, thank you for coming. Tonight, I just want to talk about managing, as you see there, across here. Where is it? Across here. Managing your state. And what do I mean by that? Is that your whole mental attitude when it comes to any scenario, your behaviors, your actions starts by your own mental state. And I've got to say, it's one of the most successful things which I've learned over the years is this almost like this pre-rehearsal, which is so incredibly powerful. And I had a great experience today. My amazing son, Bertie, he's got his own company, videography company. He's very much still starting out. He's sort of a year under his belt now, and he's learning some fantastic lessons in business that we all learn. Of course we do. The importance of terms of business, in terms of conditions of business and contracts, and also just managing and dealing with people. And he came up before and he just said, Dad, I've got this meeting, phone meeting with this client he's had been in the past, a very successful he's had in the past, but he hasn't heard much from them in a while. And he just said, look, how should I manage this phone call with the managing director? And I just said, look, you just got to rehearse it in your head. I said, but more importantly, you'll have a fantastic phone meeting with him. It'll be incredibly successful. And we just visualized it. We just rehearsed it. And it was all massive positive affirmations when it came to this will go well, you're going to absolutely be fantastic and you'll get a great outcome from that. And he came down 2 minutes later and said it was just unbelievable, and meeting the guy tomorrow. So where's this going? What I'm saying is that every single one of us in our care homes across UK deal with some really challenging issues every single day. There are ones that we're aware of, the ones which, that meeting, that chat you have to have with someone that you've been putting off for a while, that member of staff who's particularly challenging, that member of staff who's particularly aggressive when it comes to any sort of challenge. And it comes to the job role. You've got to deal with these people and very much deal with it pragmatically and sensitively and compassionately, but you have to firmly deal with it. And tonight, I just want to talk about managing your state. And very proudly, again, we like to talk about books here. This is a fabulous book. This is the Care Manager's Handbook. This is by the authors as Sophie and Rob Coulthard, who are absolutely, guys, they're superstars when it comes to this sort of stuff. When it comes to leading and coaching, this is a leadership book, and it is specifically for the care sector. And they're two guys, they're two great guys who I think the world of them. They're fabulous on stage. And if you've got an event, you want those two. It's a dad and his daughter, and they're just brilliant, absolutely. But in here, and he didn't know I was plugging his book tonight. But in here on page 51, it's about state management, and I just want to go through very briefly with that with you tonight, because it is so important, and you might use some of these techniques, you might not, but certainly you'll take something away from this, and teach it to your team or whatever. And there we go. So I'm just going to go through this now. So this is about managing your state. First and foremost, you've got to get into, and the outcome of this is a very successful meeting that you already know is going to be pre-designated. It's going to be challenging. It's going to have difficulties. It's the one that is that meeting that probably gets your heart racing. You're thinking this is going to be troublesome, and it's about getting into a state where you not only prepare for it well, you deliver it well, and you get a fantastic outcome. And if I go through this 9 times out of 10, I'd even go as far as to say 99 times out of 100, it goes exceptionally well, because I know I've already said to myself, verbally said to myself, this is going to go well, this meeting is going to go well, and inevitably it does. So first and foremost, you've got to be in a state of relaxation. Now that doesn't mean you've got to be horizontal in your office underneath your desk. What it means is that you get yourself into a state where you're mentally and also physically relaxed, and to do that, Rob and Sophie talk about 1 to 5, the 5s, and that's about crunching your body up and sort of tensing your body from the tips of your toes all the way to your arms, and you count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, scrunch up your arms, your legs, etc. So you tense your bodies, and then over 5, with an exhalation of breath, you then relax. And even if you just do that a couple of times, it might be in the car, it might be, just prior to going into work, it might just be at your desk that people can't really notice you're clenching your bum cheeks and everything else. But the point is that you're in a particular state of relaxation. You're getting rid of all that stress just prior, and then you're in a state of relaxation. The breathing is most important. You've got to oxygenate your brain when you start to hyperventilate, when you're thinking about that challenging situation. So you take control of your mental state, take control of your physical. So relaxation, incredibly important. The next one is visualization. Visualizing from your point of view, visualizing that from almost like your point of view of you successfully delivering that meeting, the smiles on people's faces, the nods of heads. It's that sort of detail that you can feel yourself rising in confidence. You can see the good outcome. You can see the shake of hands when you can physically shake hands. You can see someone rising from the desk with a good outcome, but you visualize the success of that meeting, and you can actually physically see and even visualize in terms of the noises you hear, that this will be a calm and considered meeting. The next one then, and the reason for the visualization is that the power of your subconscious, because your subconscious, if you've visually already been there, it's no differentiation. The subconscious can't differentiate between what's actually happened in your life and what you visualized in your life. The important thing is that you're walking the same route. And therefore your subconscious says, well, I've actually been here before. I've actually been in this meeting before, and it was successful before. So therefore it's going to be successful again. So you're effectively mapping your brain to a successful previous meeting that has occurred. The next one is mental rehearsal. This is so important. It's not just from a militaryism from Rob's days being in the army, but the mental rehearsal, it's rehearsing the typical scenarios. What if they start to get emotional? What if they start to shout? What if they don't agree with your proposal? What if they don't agree with the options set on the table? So you've already mentally discussed. And funnily enough, I did this with Bertie today, just saying, look, if you might suggest the following, and so you mentally have already rehearsed the dead ends, you've mentally rehearsed the options, you've mentally rehearsed what's going to happen. And one of the most powerful ones I've always found is that if they start to get emotional, what are you going to do? And you can feel yourself becoming calmer because you've already rehearsed exactly your calm and considered tone, your calm and considered response to that scenario. And you've already got the phraseology there. So mental rehearsal and visual rehearsal is absolutely key. Then focus. This is very much just prior to going in the ring. This is very much, that focused energy, that focused concentration that you're going to go into. It could be into battle. It could be whatever analogies you've got. But the reality is that you have to be on point then. And there's an old adage that, when particularly when in a military state where you go from almost like rehearsal to actual war fighting, you need a demarcation where you're then in the zone. This is it. And for myself, I've always just said, let's do this. And that it then gets you, it gets you switched on, it gets you in the zone, it gets you into, and it's almost a trigger phrase for me that, right, we're primed, ready, let's go on, bring the person in, let's do this. And that has served me extremely well. You don't just ghost walk into the scenario. You're prepared, you're ready to do what you've got to do and have a successful outcome. And the final one is the affirmations. And of course, we're big on affirmations here in the Inner Circle with the every day and every way I grow stronger and stronger, every day and every way I grow stronger and stronger. And that physically hearing that every single day makes you more resilient. The one which I use the most is by verbally saying, this is going to go well. This meeting is going to go well. Tomorrow is going to be a good outcome. This phone call is going to be a good outcome. And it's going to have a good effect. So, and your brain hears yourself think that. And I've seldom ever had something that didn't happen in accordance with that, because it's so powerful. So, and it's the same with I am confident, I am positive, I will be successful. This will be a successful meeting. This will be a successful progressive conversation. Those things, you hear yourself say that, and your confidence absolutely oozes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go through those. So this is about managing state, particularly just prior to a challenging situation. Get yourself in a relaxed state by tensing up, release. So tensing up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big deep breath, then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that a couple of times, and you've then you've got rid of that lactic acid. You've got rid of that built up, pent up energy. Visualize successful meeting. Visualize the scenarios and visualize the room. You've already mentally prepared, and you've actually been there mentally, visually. So you prepared your subconscious. Mental rehearsal. Make sure that you've rehearsed just like you would in any sort of battle, but you're mentally rehearsing the outcome. You're not just going in there blind and just winging it. You've already looked at your options, option A, B, and C. What if they say that? What if they suddenly say, and you might just say, right, actually, we're going to hold the meeting here, or we're going to disband this meeting at the moment, and we're going to re-adjourn on another day. That in itself, you've already been there. Make sure you've got fabulous focus. And that's why just prior to going in the ring, the boxer going in, he's completely in his trance, in his zone. And there's no difference to yourselves. Get in the zone. For myself, it's let's do this, bang. And the final one is then affirmations. I will be successful. This will be a successful meeting. This will be a successful outcome. They will think you're a successful, achievement manager. And that does work. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. And there we go. So, folks, don't want to miss out on a little bit of ukulele, but I hope that was helpful. There you go, folks. Have a fantastic night. Try not to watch too much of Meghan and Harry. But anyway, here is far more interesting, I've got to say. Anyway, have a lovely night. Look after yourselves. Be kind, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.